Why am I releasing this video literally days before Christmas starts? I remember a few years ago just going through something difficult in my life, something that seemed to not have any sort of end. And I really felt like in prayer, the Blessed Mother came to me and invited me to listen to her womb, to put my head against her belly and to listen to the hope that was going on in there, to listen to Jesus. There are just like a lot of people in my life who are struggling with things, situations and circumstances that seem to like never get any better. Every time that they try something, it just keeps getting worse or there's no change. I feel like this is the perfect opportunity for all of us to cozy up and listen to the womb of Mary. And on top of that, there is a Catholic arts collective in town in Kansas City that was having an Advent art show, and the theme was preparing him room with Mary. And on top of that, I went to adoration a few weeks ago and ran into a friend who was pregnant, and she was literally going to give birth in a couple of days. And so it was just perfect timing. I asked her to be my model and she agreed, and it's just kind of fallen together. So this scene of this painting is kind of an imaginative moment right before Joseph and Mary are entering into Bethlehem. I imagine this is like the day before, and Joseph is in the background, kind of keeping watch, and Mary is alone by this fire, having a sweet little moment with this angel who is listening to the womb of Mary and listening to the hope inside. And so I hope this painting does a couple things. One, I hope it brings you a little bit of hope. And two, I hope that it helps you contemplate and pray about what the Lord might be bringing into your own life. Lord, what gifts do you want to give me today in this season? What gifts do you want to give me for Christmas? And more importantly, Jesus, what kind of gifts can I give you? What can I give you for Christmas? Mary is such a model for us of being receptive to whatever God wants to give us in our life and just accepting it with open hands and with loving trust. I just want you to know that it's never too late to prepare him room. It's never too late to change your perspective, to change your mind, and truly welcome Jesus as the reason for the season. So without further ado, I give you She Pondered. So the beginning of this painting obviously began in prayer, like always, and I forgot that actually that Christmas I did paint this little mock-up for my sister-in-law for Christmas, but I knew that I wanted to make something a lot bigger. And I actually went to the Seek conference for the first time that year to sell prints. Seek is a nationwide Catholic conference put on by Focus, the Fellowship of Catholic University Students. So you have a lot of college students, ministry leaders. It's truly just like one of the best Catholic conferences. I went when I was a college student, and so it was just super cool to come back and be a vendor. And I thought it would be a fun idea to do live painting. It was actually super fun to paint, and it generated a lot of conversations with people. Be excited to see it at first, and then they'd come back a few days later to check on my progress, and it was great. And Elizabeth was there with me. She recorded everything. My friend's sister Stella Maurice ended up being there. Deacon Waldeck, who's now Father Waldeck, gave our booth a little blessing. And yeah, it was just one of the best things ever. And I now I go to Seek every year to sell prints and to meet more people. But I definitely didn't get a lot done on the painting. Ended up taking it home and roughing in the rest of the block-in with acrylics. And I like doing this because you can paint pretty quickly with acrylics and not have to worry about the big mess or any terps or anything like that. And then when you want to do the details, you can bring in the oils on top of acrylic. But again, could not finish this painting. Other things were taking priority, like the triptych project I did for my church. And this year was also the Eucharistic revival, and I did a few paintings for that, which kind of unexpectedly blew up on social media. So there was just a ton of other things that were taking priority, and sometimes that's just the way it is. I think that like sometimes we truly have to trust God's timing on certain projects or ventures we we go on, this painting clearly was not ready. There was something about maybe me and my own skill set that wasn't ready to take on this painting. Maybe there was a particular person. I always think that God has someone in mind with my paintings, and so maybe maybe this painting was for you, and 2 years ago this painting wouldn't have resonated with you, but now, this year, 2025, this is the year that it is for you, and so I try not to ask too many questions and just go with whatever God is putting in front of me and what my current limitations are. So after I did some of this acrylic block-in, the painting went back on the shelf for another 2 years. Okay, so this is Lily. She's about to pop any day now, and so I just grabbed her and thought, do you want to be a model right before you give birth? And there's our little angel playing. We got so many good photos from that photo shoot. Unfortunately, we weren't able to get that kind of nighttime look with the firelight kind of shining on her face, but I still felt like the sun shining through her veil was so pretty, and John was so cute as our little angel, and so I had a lot of great photos to choose from, and I basically just chose my favorite ones and kind of mashed them together to come up with the perfect pose and sketch for my final painting. And then when I was happy with the sketch, I was ready to begin. So this is me setting up my studio, and if you've been following me for a while, you might notice this is a new studio. That's right, people. I moved out of my first art studio into this tiny little room. And guess what? I'm saving a lot of money. I get to work from home. It's wonderful. I have natural light coming through. I can open my window. Just like those little things that you take for granted when you are working outside of the home. So I'm really grateful for this new spot. It's just suiting me really well, but I've never painted in it before. And so this is the official christening of the new studio with this painting. Okay, so back to what I'm working on. So I've got my iPad to the side with Procreate pulled up, and one layer has my original painting, and on top of that layer is my new drawing with the opacity lowered. So it sort of works as a grid for me to be able to know where to put down the new lines for the new composition. And then I started working on the background, and I kept going back and forth on whether or not I wanted to keep that original nighttime scene. I really loved having the moon in the background because the moon is a just very beautiful symbol for Mary, because the moon doesn't have its own light. It only reflects the light of the sun, and that is definitely Mary. Mary doesn't produce her own light. She just perfectly reflects the light of the sun, the light of Jesus. So I was a little uneasy about getting rid of the moon, but I ended up deciding to just try to be as faithful to my reference photo as possible. I do a lot of paintings with the teal and orange color scheme, so I wanted to try and challenge myself a little bit. Plus, I figured the light of the sun shining through Mary's veil could be a reference to the metaphor that the incarnation of Jesus was like light coming through stained glass, that Jesus in his divine light could pass through Mary without breaking or altering her virginity. So we have two totally valid symbols here, and you will just have to see how it all panned out. But for now, I'm just going to let you watch the process. Okay, so it is 9:30 p.m. on Thursday night. The art show is tomorrow, and of course, the painting is not done. And guess what? Guess what? So here's the painting. And then I talked to my roommate, and she said she really liked the nighttime version better. So she was right. This is what we're gonna do instead. The art show is tomorrow night. They requested an image of the painting 2 days ago. I haven't sent them an image because it's not done yet. So we're having to be a little patient for Mattie. Typical.
Once been a large stone pigsty, but extra rooms have been added here and there. Ron had got a nasty greenish gargle. Harry backed away. His ears were deceiving him. The old radio next to the sink had just announced that photograph in the front of a very unique lizard with wavy blonde hair and bright blue eyes. Well, fancies him, said Fred in a very... The garden was large and, in Harry's eyes, exactly what a garden should be. The Dursleys wouldn't have liked it. Plenty of weeds, and the lawn was exactly like a potato.
The painting is still very much wet. It is 6:02, but the art show is at 6:30. So I'm just gonna be very careful with this and transfer it without hopefully messing it up. This art show was put on by Vivify Catholic Arts Collective, which is a fairly new Catholic arts group. They do these art shows every Easter and Christmas just for visual artists, songwriters, poets to come and present their pieces. And it's always so beautiful just to see the other artists in Kansas City and what they come up with. And in each show that I participate in, it's really just like I've experienced it as kind of like tending to my heart with beauty. And so really grateful for this group in Kansas City. Everyone had really nice things to say about my painting, but I still asked for some feedback because I wanted to make sure that it was as good as it possibly could be. And so I took it home and did some finishing touches. One of the first things that I wanted to do was darken Joseph. I just felt like he was he was just too much in the background. People thought he was like a ghost or maybe even an angel with the big donkey ears. So I really wanted to darken him up. And then I also felt like Mary's hand was really covering her belly instead of kind of like presenting it. And so I decided to repaint her hand in a different position to sort of caress the belly and not just completely cover it up. And then finally, I decided to paint out some of the trees in the background. Again, really just wanted to emphasize St. Joseph in the back. And in my original, they were sort of in a desert scene, but I really liked the trees that I kind of put into this new one. And so I wanted to try and do a mixture of both. And so I think I reached a pretty happy medium with that. Thanks so much for watching, guys. The painting is finally complete, and if you want to be the first to find out when the original painting is for sale as well as prints, be sure to sign up for my studio club over on my website, mattiecarr.com. Subscribe to me on YouTube and follow me on Instagram. Next year, I'm really excited to be working on a series of paintings dedicated to the theology of the body. So if that's something that you're interested in, be sure to join my studio club, follow me on Instagram, and subscribe here on YouTube. All right, have a very Merry Christmas and God bless you guys. Bye.